We're doing another fantasy football mock draft for this 2025 season because it's still August. At least that's what my calendar says. So we've been doing a mock draft every single weeknight whenever there hasn't been games in August. And so we're going to continue here. I'm going to post the link right now in the chat. So hop in. It's first come, first serve as usual. There are 5 spots left. So hopefully by the time we've done our intros, they'll be filled. If not, I will post it on X and then we'll get started like right after that. So it's the walterfootball.com After Dark show for August 27. So we're going to be doing the mock draft, of course. So the intros are, so I'm wearing, of course, something from the merch store. March is our Greed Month t-shirt. So please hit like, subscribe, comment below, visit the link in the description for the merch store. You can get one of the shirts like the one I was wearing. So I'm going to show you all the shirts and stuff. You can get the merch store here. It's 20% off. You can get shirts. You can change the colors of these shirts. You can get long sleeve. You can get hoodie. You can get women's tank top. You can get infant onesie. Kelly, if you know someone who just had a kid, you can get them like one of these weird shirts for them. So that'd be nice. You can also go to Amazon and buy my books. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, where I talked about the weird people I met at Penn State. I spent 6 years there, so I had a lot of writing material. And I think you guys have a lot of fun reading it. Also consider super chat, super stickers. That's the best way to support the show. RMAC gave us $100 super chat last week. So thank you so much once again, RMAC. And thank you for everyone else like Slew, John Sanders, DeGeneron, Kim McNeagle, RMAC, once again, and the boss. You guys have been so great with your super chats. I just can't say that enough. So we are joined by Kelly, who has been known as Awesome Kelly from Arizona on the website. Kelly, how's it going?
It's pretty good. It's a chill Tuesday here. Yesterday we had some pretty wild dust storms that rolled through. If any of you know anybody in Arizona, they probably were posting photos. It's pretty gnarly, but today is nice and calm weather, and it was only like 95 degrees today. So
it's a dry heat though, right? It's not as
oh
bad.
Yeah, well no, but today wasn't very dry because we did have that little storm yesterday, so it was a little more on the humid side, but still probably not as bad as other places.
Yeah, I experienced my first sandstorm when I was in Vegas, and we were hanging out with some friends, and like suddenly like all this like sand and dust blows in. I'm like, what is going on here? Like I was not used to it at all. So do you get that a lot out there?
Not to this level. Like we'll get maybe some dust blow through the summer, but like if you look up the weather or the dust storm from yesterday, like that was a once every 10-year haboob.
Nice. So yeah, for those of you who don't know Kelly, she appeared twice last year. We did some mock drafts. I've been talking to Kelly since what, like 2008, 2007, maybe before that.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's been a lot of years. I've been through decades of my life.
Yeah, right. And then we did meet once when he came out here, so that was a fun time. But we've been talking forever. I'm in a league of yours where we do a pick pool together too. So it feels like we have lots of connections during the football season. So and I just did a draft of yours. I actually did a YouTube review of it. I remember liking a lot of your picks too. I think you drafted like Drake May in the 13th round or something. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds right. I've been kind of getting him late in the drafts that I did because I think for backup option, I don't know. I've got these feelings that he might have a pretty good year this year. So I don't ever have any good like real back it up reasons when I like players. Sometimes I just feel like, oh yeah, this is going to be good this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that sometimes. Sometimes I get a feeling on someone. Sue asking, Shirley Kelly is not native born Arizonan?
I am not. I'm actually originally from Chicago, but my parents did move my brother and me here when I was only a few years old.
Okay. So, I mean, you've been out there forever then. Do you like it out there, or would you like...
Are you calling me super old?
No.
I am
We're
super
like
old.
the same age. We're about the same age.
No, man, I got you by a few years. My parents moved us here in 1983, so I've been here for 43 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
do the math.
Just a couple of years. It's not that drastic. No, I'm just saying that, like, if I were like considering, hey, I want to move out somewhere to the west or something, like, would you recommend like Arizona, or you'd be like, no, stay away?
I like it here. I mean, again, I've been here 43 years, and it's not like I have something or anything chaining me to this state. I do own a condo, but you could sell a condo.
Yeah,
I have cats. You can move cats. So no, I do like living here. I don't do weather, and so this is why I like it here.
Okay. And then a request real quick. Why isn't Kyle Williams ranked higher in your rankings? Just not a big fan of him this year. I'd rather have like no Patriot receivers. I know you drafted Stephon Diggs, who, like, if he can overcome the injuries, the torn ACL, he could be good. But Kyle Williams feels like just meh, because you have Demario Douglas, you have Stephon Diggs, you have Hunter Henry, also Travion Henderson's going to catch a ton of passes. So it's like, how many is going to be left for Kyle Williams, So, all right, we are ready to go here. We have all 12 people, so let's hit start draft. And we're on the way. You have the third pick. I have the fourth pick. Any reason why you chose the third pick, or just random?
So I can try and steal your players in the odd number rounds.
Well, 3 players in the even number rounds. So there you go. One of the so you're up right now. One of the funniest moments in your draft was when you took Drake May, and your brother pissed off because he was also in the draft. I thought that was pretty funny. I'm going to go with Jameer here. Any reason why you took Bijan Robinson at 3? By the way, he's the one I took in your draft at number 3.
That's actually not why I took him in this position. He's actually, when I've been early enough in a draft, I've never been early enough to get Saquon, who I would probably still prefer. I'm definitely an old school. I want to go running back in the first round soul. And so I feel a little better about Bijan than Jameer, but I think either would be very nice.
So you take Barkley 1 then, if you had the top pick, you said?
If I had the 1 pick, I'd probably go Barkley.
Okay. Any concern with the number of touches he had last year? Because I mean, I ask everyone that, because that seems to be the hang up with everyone. Like anyone I talk to who doesn't like Barkley, they're all like, well, he's obviously a great player, but he had so many touches last year. Like, are you worried about that at all?
Nobody was afraid of Christian McCaffrey until they had to be afraid of Christian McCaffrey. Right. So no, I don't have any concerns about it.
Yeah, it's 100. That's 100%.
He's a player. He's also a player who seems to be able to do a lot with his touches, right? So he may not need as many touches this year to be, even close to as productive as last year.
Yeah, it's definitely true. So I take you're not big on McCaffrey just because, like you said that. Because he just went 108. So, and like I've been asking people this, because like people are either like, I'm fine with McCaffrey, or they're like, I wouldn't touch him at all. Like, I had a guest on last night, someone I've been playing fantasy with forever, and he's like, I asked him, like, where would you be comfortable taking McCaffrey? And he was like 5th round. And I'm like, I get it. Like, he's only played in 48.5% of his games since 2021. So like, it's like you just can't trust him.
Yeah, he's just on the smaller side, and that's where I get a little nervous. Like, he's obviously a fantastic football player and has done amazing work in his career, but now that he did kind of seem to break down more than he has previously last year, like, that's just really what concerns me.
Yeah, it really bothers me. I just, like, if it's the first 2 rounds, I'm all out. I'm not taking him at all. If he's there in the 3rd round, I'm like starting to consider it. I think 4th round, it's just automatic, but it's just not going to get there.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there is a point where it's just unpassable value, and could be a league winner in that position.
Yeah. I always say that, like, you can't win your league in the first 2 rounds, because even if you get a great player, at least half the league is going to get those great players. So it doesn't really make a difference. But if you draft a bust, then you don't have that 1st or 2nd round production, and so that just really hurts you. So I think it's just way too much of a risk. So anyway, I'm up on the clock right now. Puka Nacua just went. I think I'm going to continue my running back rotation here. I'm going to draft a Marion Hampton I know there's some like speculation that Najee Harris is going to come back, but I'm really not buying it. He lost his depth perception in his eye. It just sounds like a bad thing for a running back to have. But you're up right now, so I'll let you.
I am. I'm kind
Yeah.
of scouting the list here. I never had to draft in the 3 position in any of my drafts, and I'm realizing I don't like it, and I'm very grateful that I didn't.
Well, I had the 3rd pick. Actually,
Yeah.
I chose it. Well, I mean, I don't. Maybe you want to think. Do you want to think out loud for your pick, or are you deciding? I don't know. I never know what to do.
No,
with my
I'm just
guess.
deciding. I was just going to comment with my league with the 3rd pick that how different it is though. Like
Mhm.
where all the blue is that you see, half of that was also green, and so coming back in the end of the 2nd round, you guys had some really nice wide receiver options. At least.
Yeah.
Right now, I just feel like everyone's.
Yeah, Malik Neighbors almost fell to me at 210. I couldn't believe it. I was like, come on. Like, and then Drake London too. Like Neighbors and London almost fell to me. Like, man, I should have asked for the 5th pick instead of the 3rd pick. All right, so you went AJ Brown. So I would have went with Brown too. Why'd you take him there?
Honestly, I flipped an 8-sided coin, and that's where it landed.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, AJ Brown, like he has the hamstring stuff right now. That's the only worry there. But I mean, he's a stud otherwise. He was going late 1st round last year, and I don't know what's changed besides the hamstring stuff, but he should be fine,
Yeah.
So
yeah, I had him in a couple of leagues last year.
Yeah. So anyway, in your league, we got to decide what pick we had in order. What was the order, by the way? Is that the order of finish last year in reverse, or?
So yes, it basically has to do with the order of finish in the prior season. There's a whole in the league document. Like a former member and I sat down and spent kind of a stupid amount of time one night figuring out how to take and make this work. So because we do have.
You're up again. You keep touchdown. Okay.
I just went real fast. We have a consolation bracket in the league, so anybody who doesn't make the money side of the playoffs still continues to play, and whoever wins that bracket gets the first choice of their draft position the following year. Okay. So it's kind of starts there, and then it intermixes a little bit between the consolation and the championship brackets, and then of course the winner last year, this one.
Congratulations.
Just gets the leftovers. Yes. 2nd time I've won my league in the 17 seasons I think it's been around.
That's awesome. What was the key to winning last year? Like who were your best players?
Honestly, I did not think I had a chance or a prayer to win. My brother had a very, very strong team, and I had been fielding Brock Purdy as my quarterback for a majority of the season, and I just fell into that week 17 where he had 2 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown by halftime or something wild, and just went lights out in week 17, and he was probably my Super Bowl MVP.
That's awesome.
I don't remember much else about that team and who was on it, and I kind of forgot about the whole Purdy thing as well until my brother did remind me as we were getting ready to do our draft on Sunday.
Yeah, you guys are talking about that. That was funny. Yeah, that was for people who don't remember, that was that Detroit San Francisco Monday night game where the Niners fell behind, and that was the key for you because they fell behind, and so they had to throw a lot, and so just Purdy went insane in that game, and so did everyone else. Pearsall went nuts too. So I don't know if you had him to like attach him to Purdy, but if you did, like it would have been very hard to lose.
I guess I can look right here and see who was on my team last year. Let me.
Okay. All right. While you look, I'll read some comments. Ken asking, Walt, are you dropping Achane at all in your rankings since the injury concern? I don't think it's that much of a concern. Maybe I need to rethink that, but it doesn't seem like that dire. But I'll think about it. But right now I'm not. I actually took him in Kelly's league at 210. Now he's falling a little bit. So before you had to take him, I don't know, like 201, 202. Like he was even going late 1st round sometimes in all the best ball drafts I've done. So the fact that he's already falling and you can get him later already, and like I said, I got him 210. Where'd he go in this draft? He went 202 here, but still, I think I don't know. I don't think he's going to be that hurt. I feel like by week 3 it'll go away. So yeah, it'll suck if he misses week 1, which I guess is a possibility, but I don't know. I'm like not too worried about it. What do you any thoughts on Achan at all?
Me?
Yeah.
He's just for some reason, and I couldn't even tell you what reasons why. I have not felt any inclination to want to draft him this year.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. I didn't even believe last year, so maybe you don't trust me. But
okay. So did you get your team that you were looking
yes,
at?
I did. And so the championship last year, we actually ended up our finish was very close. I beat him 168.2 to 161.15.
Nice.
And my team was Brock Purdy, Zach Charbonnet, Josh Jacobs, Kendre Miller, Joe Mixon,
Wow.
Jalen McMillan. Jalen McMillan, I think, was pretty key down the stretch for me as well last year.
Yeah.
DJ Moore, Trey McBride, and the Ravens defense / kicker. Oh, poor Justin Tucker Swan Song won me help win me a championship.
Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, did it hurt you at all to roster Josh Jacobs because you're a Bears fan and all?
No, I've always been pretty good about keeping that emotion out of my fantasy football. The way I always kind of say it is like the Bears don't make money for me.
That's
and
true.
So if a Packers player is going to help do that for me, then that's fine. And then if they're playing against my team, at least if they do score, I don't have to feel as sad.
Yeah, it reminds me of I used to be friends with this guy, and he would always he was like, this is in Philly, so you'd be like a big Philly fan, and the Philadelphia Flyers, I don't know if you follow hockey at all, but like they used to be always known to be like a team that got to the playoffs and then just choke right away, kind of like the old Peyton Manning teams, except they never won. So what he would do is he's like, you know what? He's like, I'm done with this. I'm just betting against the Flyers every time in the playoffs. He's like, because if they win, I'll be happy. If they lose, I'll make money. So that's what he always done, and like he made a killing in the playoffs because the Flyers always choke. So that kind of reminds me of that, where you just you don't really care, and you can separate your feelings from it. Except he just tried to really profit from it, but anyway, but now I said former friend. He's kind of an alcoholic now. Not like how he drinks sometimes. He's actually drunk all the time. But it's kind of sad. But anyway, you took Josh Allen at 303. Do you want to talk about why you took him there?
I don't really know. I mean, again, it was this in that turn in that spot. I didn't. Nobody really wowed me in the other positions, even though I feel like they still should at that point. So I just kind of thought, why not run into the season with who will probably was he the MVP last year? I can't remember. He was the MVP, right?
Yeah, and people got pissed at it because they thought Lamar Jackson should have won. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think if you take Josh Allen off the team and put in a mediocre quarterback, they probably don't make the playoffs. Whereas if you take Lamar Jackson off the team and put a mediocre quarterback there, I think they're not nearly as good, obviously, but I think they make the playoffs. So yeah, I agreed with Allen being the MVP. But anyway, I actually think Lamar Jackson's going to win MVP this year because people were complaining so much about it. Anyway, it is my turn to pick, and I kind of want a running back, but there's really it just really runs dry right now at the position. I just don't really like anything. So I think it's time to start taking the receivers I like. And even though it feels a little early, I'm going to, I'm going to go against your pick here. I'm going to go Devontae Smith. So take that because you took AJ Brown, and I'd like the thesis behind that is because AJ Brown is banged up a little bit right now, his hamstring injuries. So if he's out Devontae Smith could really go off. Like if you look at the games where Smith plays and Brown's out, like Smith just goes insane. So if like the hamstrings keep Brown out for several games this year, like Smith's gonna have a great year, I think. So you took DJ Moore. Go ahead.
I think Devonta Smith can also still have a great year with AJ Brown, and I think they complement each other really well. And you can make an argument on one side. Well, if AJ Brown gets more attention, that opens it up for Smith more.
Yeah.
So
that's definitely true. So you took DJ Moore. Yeah. Why'd you do that?
He's a pretty classic homer pick.
Nice.
Bears fan pick. If I'm going to put a Bear on my team, he's one of them that I think, I'd like to have there. I've always liked DJ Moore, even back to his Carolina days. And so.
Okay. Did you watch that Bears Chiefs preseason game?
I did not watch that one.
Okay. I was hoping you did, because I wanted to pick your brain on something there, because you being a Bears fan and all. There was something in the I don't know. I might be reading like way too much into this. But there was like a 2-minute drill right before halftime, and for some reason the Bears starters are all still in the game, and they were doing the 2-minute drill, and like they're all rushing back to the line because the clock was ticking. Like someone caught a pass, they were all like trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. Like DJ Moore was doing this like light jog, like he was like so slow to get back, and like they kind of for some reason the camera zoomed on him, and he looked just like. He had that expression. It was like, I don't want to be here. I don't know. I thought it was like, I don't know. Like, it just wasn't a good look. But then again, it was just a preseason. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to read anything to this, but I thought that was, I was hoping you'd watch it, because I don't know if like maybe you caught that as well, but I don't know.
I didn't see that or anything about it.
Yeah. I think I was like the only person in the world talking about it. So, anyway, well, let me make my pick here. I want to take where is he? Emeka Egbuka, just because Chris Godwin's gonna be out for a while, and Jalen McMillan's out for until week 10, and Evans is 32 and has hamstring issues. So I think Egbuka's gonna have an awesome year. But you took James Conner. So is that another homer pick? Because
no, not really. I actually hate that pick right there, but
you do.
He's just, but every year I feel like he's gonna break down, and he's just I don't know, made of steel or something. I guess he's a very resilient man, but it always does help when you're going to be able to watch a player every week. I don't subscribe to the Sunday Ticket or anything, and I don't really go out to the bar on football Sundays anymore. So it is nice to know, when you might have opportunity. You will have opportunity to at least watch, someone on your fantasy team, and not just highlights.
So why?
Although I guess we always have other games on, but what's that?
Why no bar anymore on Sundays?
Oh, I'm just too tiring, fattening, and expensive, and.
I hear you. It's we used to go to the bar all the time, and it's like now it's like now it's impossible with 2 kids, but still, like even if I didn't.
I just told you I was napping. This weekend was a lot for me. Like,
man, I could definitely use a nap. I was just like, I'll watch like my kids go to bed at 8, and so they'll take their baths and stuff, and like they'll be done at 7:30, and so they'll have like a half hour to watch TV, and like they'll put on something like some cartoon, and I'm like zonked out like right like 2 minutes into it, and like every 2 seconds my son, who's 3.5, goes, Daddy, look at this. I'm like, oh, please. It's like, come on, man, let me sleep for like half hour here, please. I'm so exhausted. Anyway, so we had a question, big question here from Slew. What color nail polish does Kelly recommend Caleb Williams sport on game day?
I really don't care if he wants to wear nail polish or not. I think it's so stupid that people give him crap for that. Like, whatever.
Sure,
if that's the horrible thing he's gonna do, then I'm fine with it.
One of our co-hosts, Kenny, on Wednesdays. I don't know, Kenny, if you're listening, definitely comment in the chat. He's like Caleb Williams is gonna suck because he was nail polish. Which I thought was pretty funny. It's good, like a different contrast. I don't know what color he wore. I don't know. I've never heard of the colors. Dick Togo says McBride.
I think the problem was he was wearing pink nail polish, and God forbid, a man wears pink anything.
Well, you can always call it like salmon or something, just to make yourself feel better, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I never would have heard that story if like just people brought it up a lot. I don't know. I think it's it just seems like like an off guy. I don't know. I mean, like, what are your thoughts on Caleb Williams as a Bears fan? Like, do you think he could be a guy who can get the Super Bowl for you, or what are your thoughts on
I,
that?
I mean, if I'm being real, I am an Arizona State fan, and obviously got an opportunity to watch a lot of Caleb Williams in college. And I never thought he was that great in college, but I'm also not by any means like scout level, whatever. I'm just some chick in Scottsdale watching kids play football. But I hope that he's going to be the guy. It's the carousel's getting old and tiresome, so
You've had a
we'll see
lot
how
of bad
things go this year.
quarterbacks. Yeah, you've had a lot of bad
That's
quarterbacks over the years. So I
very
mean,
true.
it was the best quarterback in your lifetime for the Bears. Is it Cutler? Who was it?
I mean, I was alive for Jim McMahon, and I mean, probably Jay Cutler would be next. I always thought Kyle Orton was actually pretty all right. Like, there's something in that neck beard. Like, he was, he wasn't great, but he was definitely serviceable. A lot better than some of these other clowns who have marched through.
That's definitely true. There have been so many. Like Cade McNown back in the day, and it's like it's just so
Cordell
many.
Stewart.
Cordell Stewart, yeah. He had like one good game for you guys. That was it. It's been pretty brutal. Where I don't know, like as a fan of a team like that, do you get jealous of like? Yeah, for example, the or the Packers, they're a great example because they Brett Favre for 2 decades, and then they get Aaron Rodgers for like 2 decades.
Of course, I get jealous of it. I mean, it's the Chiefs, whatever. Like,
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna hold on. Let me see if this guy's available. I don't know if he is. Yeah, I'm gonna take Rome Odunze. So, like your opinion on this guy, I think there's a good chance he's the number one receiver on your team this year. He's just like really impressive. Charlie Campbell, our senior NFL draft analyst, he had he talked to a lot. He talks to like half the league, and the takeaway he had from from teams heading into that draft was like they had Harrison and Neighbors like 1A, 1B, and like Odunze was like so close to Neighbors.
yeah.
And so Odunze went number 9 overall, and like he didn't have a great year last year. He had some good games, but there's such bad coaching, and like Williams is a rookie. But like in that preseason game against the Chiefs, like he had 5 targets and no one else had more than 2. And like he just is like, I think he's more like physically talented than DJ Moore. So I personally think that there's a good chance he's the number 1 this year, like maybe second half of the year. So what are any thoughts on Odunze at all?
I mean, I was definitely really happy when the Bears did draft him last year. And again, like you said, it wasn't necessarily the greatest rookie year, but there's a lot of things that went wrong last year, and who knows what those reasons were. So hopefully this new coaching staff will open up the playbook a little more for Caleb Williams, and then allow more opportunities for all these guys, because, we'll see one more guy eventually drafted here, I'm sure, if not 2 that are, 3, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait, 2 more.
Yeah. Well, one more receiver, one more tight end. Yeah. Or 2 more receiver. Actually,
I didn't even think of the other receiver.
Yeah, because there's gonna be the next receiver, but he's actually behind the other receiver. I hate mentioning names before people are drafted.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to say it either, but
right.
People
But
are
like
going to be scrolling now. Wide receiver, Chicago. Who is it? Who are they talking about?
Right, exactly. Oh man, Charbonnet got taken. Troy McClure, I swear, he drafts with us every night or almost every night, and he takes like all the players I want all the time. It's he took Henderson at 302. I wanted him, and then he took Charbonnet at 702. I wanted him. Like obviously, you had Charbonnet on your team that won last year, so you obviously know how good he was last year. So
Well, see, and then this guy, yeah, so he's got Walker and Charbonnet. So he's just like, whichever one is the hot hand, I hope I started
Hmm.
that guy. Or when Kenneth Walker inevitably does miss his few games, um, he'll have Charbonnet out there, who is, I think, proven himself to be pretty quality. All right, where are we at here?
Yeah, you have 45 seconds. Um, yeah, Seattle's is gonna. They've been running 2 running back formations in training camp, kind of like copying what Tampa Bay did last year with Rashad White and Bucky Irving. So you can see them on the field together this year. Like it does. Like Walker may not even have to get hurt for Charbonnet to get in there. I'm gonna take my tight end here. I usually like to wait on a tight end, but Tyler Warren, I think, is going to be the next Laporta / Bowers. I think he's awesome. So happy to get him in the 7th round. So I already got 2 running backs and 4 receivers. So I feel like I can safely take this guy and then take some running backs. I would have taken Charbonnet though at 704, but Troy once again screwed me over. So I'm with you on like not mentioning players who haven't been drafted. I mentioned this last night where like one of my biggest pet peeves when we used to draft live was that you would want someone, you were like 5 picks away and you wanted someone, and then like someone in the back of the room was like, I can't believe so and so hasn't been drafted yet, and you're like, oh, come on, man. That is the absolute worst. I don't know how you feel about
That
that.
did almost. It was all my drafts kind of blend together, but I feel like that did happen a little bit. It maybe during my draft, there was a player like coming down to my turn that I was like wanting to fall to me, and someone mentioned the name, and I was like, maybe it was another one of the drafts. I can't remember. I had 3 in a row on Saturday, so it's definitely one big long.
Oh my god. 3 in a row. That's brutal.
Blur.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I used to hate that. Although, like, I haven't done a live draft since COVID. Like, I used to do live drafts all the time, and now everyone does them online. It's kind of weird. Plus, with your league, I can't drive over your house. I'd have to take a 4.5 hour flight to go out there. So,
yeah.
So that would be an issue. But
well, my brother's only like a half an hour from you.
That's true. Yeah, we could hang out and draft next year, maybe. So yeah, like we used to. Sometimes I do that. Like one of my friends lives nearby, and so we were in a league together. But like the other 10 guys are online, and like he would come over and we draft together. It's not like the same thing, Like used to get together, everyone used to be there, and then you like have beers and pizza and just draft. It was a lot of fun. It just seems like everything's just online now. It just seems so impersonal to me. So it feels like everything changed, but I don't know. Like, is it different with you? Like, do you still do a lot of live drafts?
So one of my leagues, our Jeff Faulkner, who is in our, maybe I shouldn't use people's real names. I don't know, but anyway, who's in my league too. He has a fantasy league he commissions, and if you caught wind of it, he moved to Spain last winter. And so he wasn't here for his league's draft. And so only 3 of us got together, which still 3 of us did out of 10. So that wasn't too bad. And then the draft I had immediately after that, all 10 of us were present. Like that's the thing with that group of guys. That's the keeper league that I'm in. They definitely like look forward to that, getting out for that weekend every year. Like they rent an Airbnb and all just kind of hang out and party all weekend because, families and that kind of life, they don't get that opportunity a lot. So that one for sure. And then with my league this year, we did only have, I think 4 of us technically live together, and then everyone else had to do it remotely. So
yeah,
that's why we did it at my home instead of at the bar, which actually I think turned out really nice. I think that people just stray from it now because it is kind of expensive to go out.
Yeah. Well, we used to do it in my basement here. Well, part of it was I lived by myself. I was on my own for a while, so I used to have like everyone here. In fact, in 2013, we used to have a forum on my website, and people just gathered here from my forum. I never met them before, and we had people either fly in or drive from. We had 2 guys come from Cleveland. We had a guy drive from Tennessee, and like some people from like New York or one guy from North Jersey. I'd never met these guys. There were like 2 other guys I knew. Like they were in this league, but like they all came by and like they crashed in my house all weekend, and like we had a party Saturday night. Like I invited my friends, and it was such a great weekend. And actually, that was I actually just met my now wife then. Like we were just like starting to date at the time, and she came by that for that party, and she's like, "Walt, who are these people? I've never seen them before." And I'm like, "I don't know. I have no idea who they are." And she's like, "Oh, you had just random people at your house?" I'm like, "Yeah, they just came through." So that was a lot of fun. That was such a fun weekend. That was I don't know if I ever told you the story where we got a guy to draft the same player twice. There's a guy named Gong who unfortunately passed away, but like he was a lot of fun, and he got so drunk during the draft, and someone was like, "Hey, Walt, distract Gong," and like so I distracted him, and like they deleted a player off his computer. So when it was his turn to come around again, it was Lance Moore. He goes like, "Walt, is Lance Moore still on the board?" I'm like, "Oh my god, he just drafted him."
That's really mean.
Yeah.
Lance Moore of all players, come on.
Lance Moore, yeah. Back in 2013, he was a good player, but I wrote about that in my book. But he was he was a great guy. But he just happened to be like super drunk that day. And the funny part was, so I'm gonna take Brian Robinson as a Garendo 2.0. And you're up now. So okay, he took Diggs. He took Diggs in our draft. He must like Diggs a lot.
I know, because I just like joking that we both like to party, even though we like to party differently.
Just a little bit.
So I'm gonna party with him. Just no pink powder at my party.
Yeah, you're not on a boat with pink powder. It's not your kind of scene. So
I also like Stephon Diggs. Don't get me wrong, but talk about your pick.
No, anyway, so about this thing. So he drafted Lance Moore a second time. Everyone laughed, and and like he was a good sport about it. He laughed too. And then like at the end of the draft, this the funny thing was like, so he showed me his team, and I'm like, he's like, "Well, what do you think of this team?" And I'm like, "You forgot to add Lance Moore." And he's like, "Oh, I got Lance Moore." He's like drafted him twice. He didn't realize he had him. Yeah, he drafted twice and didn't realize he had him. So. That was so much fun. So anyway, maybe I should have taken Braylon Allen. I should have known Troy would take him. I feel like if I took Braylon Allen, he would have taken Robinson and vice versa. So I like Braylon Allen more personally, but yeah, I don't know. So I took Brian Robinson because he is we talk about how McCaffrey's so injury prone. So you almost have to take Robinson if you think that McCaffrey's gonna miss a bunch of time. So so okay, you took Cam Scatabo. Is that Arizona State homerism?
Yes, you know that.
Nice. All right, so it is my pick, and okay, it's the 9th round. Let me see who's available here. Which like it's hard to like talk and draft at the same time. We kind of had that discussion last night. So anyway, I haven't taken my quarterback yet, so I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield to pair with Emeka Egbuka. So have a nice stack going there. I like stacking when it's possible. So okay, so we're going to talk about some of your other picks. So Jameson Williams, Joe Mixon, and Cam Scatabo. Like, do you want to talk about them? You talk about Diggs a little bit.
Well, obviously Joe Mixon is a lot of question marks going into the season. He is out for sure for the first 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And who knows how well he'll come off of his injury. He's not the youngest guy. This is Kat Tillman, by the way.
All right, let me see. Nice.
She's gonna run away. But I think if he does come back, obviously he's proven that he's a very, very good football player, and he could be league winner, healthy down the stretch, whatever you may call it. So I've been taking a chance on him, and leagues where I do have IR spot, it's one of those, just slide him right in IR and pick up someone else for the meantime.
I like your IR spot in your league. I like your IR spot in your league. It's like pretty convenient. A lot of leagues don't have that, so that is pretty.
It's fairly new in my league. We kind of started doing it in 2020 and after 2020, just because there was so much stuff going on, and so.
Yeah, that the 2020 season was nuts. Like you didn't even know if like games would be played. You know, you had like games on Wednesday like randomly. It's so
I
insane.
know that was, but
And you had
I
like
think I don't remember
yeah,
if that's before you joined, but I think we did a really good job of like talking through backup plans and creating our own little protocols about what to do if, say, a game was pushed to Wednesday, but then ended up getting canceled or whatever. What I had done was I allowed people to take. So let's say you submit your lineup as you want it. Like in your perfect world, all these players play this weekend. But
mhm,
if there was a game that got pushed, to Tuesday or Wednesday, you had an opportunity, but you had to take your opportunity before that player's game started. Say, okay, if the Steelers don't play on Tuesday, instead of Najee Harris, I would put in this running back
mhm.
that's on my roster now. So, but I don't
Okay.
think we had to actually do that in any cases. But the opportunity was there in case something went sideways like that, because it's just impossible during the middle of the season you can't tell a team, oh, you just don't get points for those players. Like, and you don't want
Right.
people to not start who might be their best players because they might not play. So
Mhm.
I think we worked around it well enough. That is the first year that I won the championship in my league. So whatever we did, maybe I got good karma. I don't know, but
That's pretty good. I this is my third year in your league, I think. So I was not there for
okay. So
that
yeah,
season,
that's right.
but yeah. So I mean, I had a couple leagues that were just canceled that year. My friend Drew,
Yeah.
fortunately he passed away too, but he used to be the commissioner of this league, and I was in since like 2007, and he was just convinced that the season wasn't going to happen, and like I kept telling him, I'm like Goodell is not going to cancel the season. Like he's just going to lose way too much money. Like he's just going to make sure it happens no matter what.
We did. I think we made the buy-in a little smaller that season, and I did pare it down. Like if the season were to get canceled after like week 4, then everybody gets their money back. If it gets canceled
Mhm.
after week 8, or if it got canceled at week 8, then percentage will go to whatever people, and everything else goes back. I did have some of that stuff in place as well. Just
Okay.
that was kind of a lot of that was just talking in the fantasy football community with other people. Like, what are you guys planning to do? Like, you know, for this season or whatever. Sorry, my thing just beeped, and I've got cat like growling in the background here because she hates my other cat.
How many cats do you have?
I have 4 cats.
4. Okay.
I have 3 girls and 1 boy.
Okay. It's not like dogs where, if you had 4 dogs, you'd be taking them out all the time. Um, but
Well,
well,
people
I
think
had
that someone who has 4 cats is crazy.
what'd you say?
So people think usually someone has 4 cats, that's crazy.
Well, I mean, they're easy to take. They're easier to take care of than the dogs. So, like,
They are.
yeah.
So I
So,
always say people with 4 dogs. I always say however many pets people can handle, take care of financially and physically, have them all. I don't care. I
yeah,
think that's great. But I think it's a lot
yeah,
more, yeah, like you're saying, to take care of 4 dogs and 4 cats. Like,
yeah. Just taking them out all the time. We used to have 2 dogs, and just like it would be half hour just to take them out. So, all right. So let me see. I was gonna take Shaheed. He just went. Nick Chubb. I'm so used to getting sniped in these drafts. All right, so I'm up right now, and I want a running back, but all the good ones are gone. I wanted Dante Thornton, but Troy McClure once again, just taking all the other players at one. It's kind of crazy. I hope that in my I already did your league, but I have one more big money league left, and I hope that doesn't happen to me. It's on Sunday, which I think I'll be live streaming. I'm not sure. All right, so I'm gonna take with all my favorite sleeper running backs gone. I'm gonna take Trey Benson. Um, I once again I went against one of your players. You took James Conner. I took Trey Benson. Connor said that Connor himself said that Benson's going to be more involved this year. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. It might just not be true, but I think we might see more of him. So that's
well, I
my
don't know what
that's
reason
my-
he has to tell you that. What reason do they have to tell everybody the truth?
that's true.
Like, why would you
That's,
want to tell all your opponents what your plan is?
yeah, I mean
I'm
that's
just going
true.
to take this
Yeah.
guy because gonna take this next guy because I have been taking him in a lot of leagues. I've been waiting, and then we can talk about another one of these Chicago players.
All right. So why
that we
I mean
alluded to earlier.
I like the pick. If I needed a tight end, he would have been one of the two I consider. So why Colson Loveland there?
Yeah, I mean, I think Njoku would have been a better pick right there. I could have also probably waited until it came back around to me because both two people after me do have tight ends. But I don't have a real solid rhyme or reason. I'm not going to tell anybody who's listening anything super profound about why you should think about drafting Colson Loveland.
Yeah,
but
well,
I'm choosing to have some faith in that Bears offense with the new regime, and tight ends are tight ends, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be involved a lot. He was the 10th pick. Like, they kind of have to justify it. You're up again. But no, I mean, he's pretty talented. Okay, he took Shakir. Interested in that pick. Why did you take him there? So I'm going to take Garendo just flashes on the screen there. Just so sad. Anyway, I'm going to take Will Shipley, who if Barkley goes down, so Shipley is going to
cutting out on my end.
Oh, I'm cutting out.
On my end, I don't know if it could be me. It may not be you, but
if you're in the chat, let me know if you hear me cut out. I'm showing like full internet here, so
yeah. Again, it could absolutely just be like just my internet. If my internet's being ornery, then it's just not feeding.
Okay.
Now it seems to be okay.
Okay. Well, I took Shipley, because if Barkley goes down, Shipley could be a league winner. So why did you take Khalil Shakir at 11-3? Do you hear me?
No, it completely cut out on my end again.
Oh, okay. I asked why you took Shakir.
Oh, I don't know. I told you I didn't want to talk about every single thing.
All right. That's fine. I mean, Shakir is he's like technically the receiver one there in Buffalo, but I don't like that could change with Coleman. I don't know. I have like so much trouble like trying to figure out how Keon Coleman's going to play this year. Bashal Tutin I was going to consider at 11-4. I like Shipley a little bit more, but if ATN's traded, Tutin's going to look a lot better. So I like that pick by Funky Dan. Sue asking, I hope Kelly has one or two of them automatic litter boxes. Is that something you have?
Maybe if I win some fantasy leagues this year, I'll use my winnings to invest in them. I do not I manually scoop them, but I work remotely 3 days a week, so I'm home a lot. So it's not like that big of a deal to me to spend 5 minutes scooping the poops. And I do use Pretty Litter, and I'm a big fan of Pretty Litter.
Are they that
expensive? Tillman over here right now.
Are they that expensive? The automatic ones?
The good ones, like the Good Litter robots, you'll spend. I think Costco you can get them for $600 a piece.
Wow,
they're expensive.
They're that good that they cost that much money.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I know anybody who has that. I have one friend who has one, but whatever she has, you actually hook to your plumbing. So like everything flushes into the sewer system. I can't do that where I live. I don't have a space that would be able to be set up. But
okay. It's where you're
she's so funny. She does what I say. I call it her OnlyFans. Tillman does OnlyFans. She like rolls around and stuff.
That's
and awesome. I really should have probably made her an OnlyFans.
Is that
people like that stuff? There are some people out there.
I assume Tillman named after Peanut Tillman, right? Or is that just random?
She is Cat. Yeah. No, she's Cat Tillman.
Oh, okay.
This Tillman.
Okay.
She's my ASU girl, and Peyton is my Bears girl.
Okay.
This is Peyton back here. I don't know if she's in the camera, but she's back here. That's Peyton.
Okay, nice.
Here comes Sammy.
John saying Keon Coleman's a huge sleeper. They convinced me with all the slow motion videos of him catching touchdowns on Twitter. Yeah, I mean he's so impressive in those. How can you not be impressed, John? That's there's so much hype with him. Like everyone like either seems to love him or they're like he sucks. I just I don't know what to make of him at all. Like I said before, I have not really drafted him. I've done like 180 something best ball drafts, and I've drafted Keon Coleman like 5% of the time, maybe at most. Probably like 3%. I just don't know. He has potential, obviously, but didn't show it last year at all. But those slow motion touchdowns are very impressive. So Keaton Mitchell is another guy is considering. So I like Funky Dan's late picks there. And I'm going to be coming around soon, and I think we're going to take a player I want to ask you about because I don't really know what to make of the situation, and you being a Bears fan, you might have some insight on it, but I'm not sure. So, Brandon,
are you asking me about insight on what?
You'll see. It's like it's two players on the Bears. I just don't know like what to make of the situation, but I'll draft one of them and like maybe you can give me your take on it because
okay.
I just don't know. But anyway, Brandon Ayuk just went. I'd stay away from Brandon Ayuk. He's gonna be out till November. He's coming off the torn ACL and MCL. I just don't really see it. It's not Luther Burden, by the way, who I was gonna take. I don't know if Scary Hours is trying to snipe me. That'd be funny if he did that. And I was like, it's not Luther Burden.
I actually really like Luther Burden.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's the backup right now, and like that may change, but right now he is the backup. So we'll see. I just it's like so hard for me to draft him right now, given that like he may not start for a while, just because the guy in front of him has been more impressive. But that could always change. So I'm gonna be having one pick, and then you're gonna see who I draft, and so here we go. So it's my pick right now, and I'm going to draft Roschon Johnson right here. And so, well, you're up right now, so I'll let you make the pick. But with Roschon Johnson, obviously there's another backup Bears running back. So I just don't know which one you would target, like as a handcuff for DeAndre Swift, or if like Swift goes down. Like Swift has an injury history, so it's going to be one of those two guys if Swift gets hurt. So it's like either Roschon or the other guy. And I just don't know which one, or they could trade for someone, I guess, but if Swift gets hurt. But I don't know. Do you have any like lean like who you take? And you took Rachaad White, but like who would you take like Johnson or the other guy?
I don't really know. I mean, I'm not inside the coach's minds. I'm not there at practice. Right. I don't know, what their plan would be in that position. Obviously, Roschon has been there longer. And I've kind of felt like he's got some solid potential, but I always thought Khalil Herbert was really solid. And so again, this goes to show what I know compared to what they know or see. So this is late in the draft, right? So all of these are crapshoots and flyers and basically hoping for an injury somewhere or bye week fill in, but
yeah, that's definitely true. I like that Troy took Kyle Monangai just so we could talk about him. Shout out Troy. Joshua Palmer. So you're up, right? You're up again. Let's see. We have some other comments. John says he can't separate. I wouldn't draft him. I actually like Palmer ahead of him. Who Troy just took. He just took Josh Palmer. Yeah, I feel like you can go either way there. Like obviously Coleman has the pedigree, just being a high second round draft pick. But yeah, he couldn't separate last year for sure. And like I heard that he's kind of jacked up, but like that's not really going to help him separate. So it's I don't know. Could be a sketchy situation, but if you draft him. So anyway, I'm up right now. I'm going to draft. I'm going to give a shout out to Armac, who gave us the $100 super chat last week. And he has been a strong fan of Troy Franklin with the Broncos, and I think Troy Franklin is the receiver too in Denver. I know like Marvin Mims is getting some hype, but I don't think Marvin Mims is a real player. Like he's like a gadget type of guy, which is just fine, but Troy Franklin actually seems like a legit receiver too. So I do like him. Although I think Sutton's just gonna have a great year. And let's see. Dick Togo, speaking of Mims, he said Mims is my gadget long shot this year. I think Peyton is going to get him schemed up, and he has some weak winning upside as we saw late last year. So I just don't like him in redraft. Like I get it if you take him in best ball just because he has upside, but I just like he's so inconsistent, and they need to scheme up stuff for him because he's not a real receiver. He like struggles to get open. So yeah, they have to do some like trick plays for him, and like that's gonna help you out some weeks, but like some other weeks he's gonna give you like a 0. So it's just so hard to start someone like that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, any thoughts on like the Broncos? I feel like a lot of people are hyping them up. Like, do you think that's gonna be a good team this year, or do you like anyone from the team?
I mean, I'm hoping so because I did keep Bo Nix in my keeper league.
Okay.
And I have been trying to get my hands on Cortland Sutton in my drafts. I was just laughing when you were talking about like the Marvin Mims, like, he'll get you a bunch one week, but then it'll always be the week you don't start him, right? Just I call that the Dante Stallworth effect.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how I always felt about Dante Stallworth. Like I wouldn't start him and he would go off for like 100 plus and a couple touchdowns, and then I'd be like, okay, I'll put him in this week, and then he would put up like 4 for 25.
Right. Yeah, or like 1 for 10. That's like all those players. I feel like the guy right now like that is Alec Pierce in the league. Like Alec Pierce, he has like 3 or 4 huge games each year. I think he had 25 or more fantasy points 4 times last year. But he also had like 0 like 4 times. Yeah, he just like he's all or nothing, and that's perfect for best ball. But in redraft, like we're drafting him here, like Alec Pierce is not gone. As a player, he hasn't gone yet, but we haven't mentioned Alec Pierce is someone we can't really draft and redraft unless you're in a super deep league. Someone I was going to bring up earlier, because we were talking about like pet peeves in the draft. And I just remember this because like I haven't done a live draft in forever, but this used to happen to me all the time. And I don't know, maybe it's because I run a website, and like, like people will like consider like my opinions and stuff like that. Something that would always happen to me, which like really pissed me off. Like there's like a handful of guys who do this. Like they would be up on the clock, and they would like come over to me, and they point to a player, and they'd be like, "Do you think I should take this guy?" I'm like I don't know if you've ever seen anything like that, but
when like who are drafting against you.
Yes.
Like in the same draft as you, not like you're out and there's other drafts going on. Like they're in your league and they're asking you for your advice.
Yeah, it'd be like if we did this draft on Sunday in your league, and like if I was at your house and you were up the clock, it'd be like, "Hey, Walt, should I take this guy?" Like this used to happen to me all the time. There's like a handful of guys, not everyone, but like a handful of the same guys that do this all the time. And I'm like, and sometimes it would be a player I want. So what do I say? Do I lie to them and then take that guy, or like?
Yeah, you do.
I probably should have.
So then they're not from their perspective. Wouldn't they always be wondering, like, well, wait, are you telling me the truth, or because?
Yeah.
Or are you lying to me because you want that guy? So like, it's just stupid to ask him.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So that annoyed me to no end. Yeah, so that was like pretty awful. And then there'd be guys who would take forever too. I remember I did one draft. It was like 2011 or something, and there's this one guy, super nice guy. So I always feel like bad talking about him, but like we did this. He was like the 14th round, and I don't know. Maybe it felt like longer because I had like a hangover that day, but it felt like he took like 20 minutes to make his pick. And I remember just thinking like, come on, dude, just make like it's the 14th round. It doesn't really matter. And just like,
right.
he just sat there forever just deciding like it was life or death. And just like, come on, man. And I was just it's like dying on the floor and like please everyone leave so I can just pass out. Anyway, so I want another running back. I'm gonna take Taj Brooks. So I have a handcuff for Chase Brown. I didn't take Chase Brown, but I like taking other people's handcuffs. You're up right now with your anti-penultimate pick right here. And so while you decide, I'll read some stuff. No Snipe just does bench stashes. It's easier to drop receivers and running backs. So comes the bench stashes. Yeah. Someone says you're too low on Tedero McMillan. He's got Mike Evans written all over him. I don't think so. I don't think he's that elite of an athlete. And he said that he doesn't love football. So I don't want to take someone who doesn't love football. Just I don't know. You took Dalton Kincaid. So a second Bill player, right? Is that two? No, you took Josh
That's
Allen.
my third Bills player, right? Because
Yeah,
I have Josh Allen and
Josh Allen. Is that you did that on purpose to stack, or
no, it wasn't on purpose at all.
Okay.
It was I knew it was happening, but who knows?
That's like
I already have a tight end, so it's not like I necessarily would need to use Kincaid.
Right.
And remember last year he was considered a top 5 tight end, and then what happened? So who knows? Maybe now this is a better year. This is where I would probably have taken Drake May, but look how early Drake May went in this draft.
I know, right? Yeah, you stole him in round 13. I remember I did the video on that draft, and I was like, well, this is a reason why you should wait on quarterbacks, because you can get Drake May in the 13th round, but he went 9-12 here. So
this
you're up right
obviously
now.
Way early for this guy, but he's another one that I feel like he finished last year pretty hot, and you just talked about McMillan and whatever about his football attitude, but it doesn't change the fact that he's on the team, and and he was a pretty good football player for that stupid team south of here. But I think I like Bryce Young as a bench, like see what happens kind of guy.
Yeah. Makes sense. And I would disagree that you said it's early. Like, he goes 13th round in best ball drafts, so like technically it's a steal in the 15th round. I'm up with my 15th round pick, so I'll just take a defense. I'll go with shout out to you here. I think maybe they're gone. No, right here, Arizona Cardinals defense. So they play the Saints in week 1, and I love playing defensive matchups. And
that's how I do it too.
That actually started, the first time I ever did that was when Jake Plummer was quarterback of the Cardinals. I don't know if you remember him, but he would always.
Do I remember him?
He would. What are your thoughts of Jake Plummer as someone who roots and watches the Cardinals?
Get something that my friend got for me.
Okay.
Getting here, right here with it. This is my Jake Plummer bobblehead.
That's awesome.
And look at the leg.
Is that Arizona State jersey?
Yes, he went to Arizona. I went to Arizona State. I'm aging myself again with your viewers. I went to Arizona State during those same years as him and Pat Tillman and Juan Roque and the guy on a horse in the Old Spice commercials. Isaiah Mustafa was a wide receiver on that team. So
yeah, it's a good team.
I was not one of the women that accused Jake Plummer of inappropriate behavior at Club Rio. I never met him ever in college, much less at Club Rio. But
okay, I met some Penn State players during my time there, and some of them were good guys, and then some of them were absolute train wrecks. You get like some here and some there. There was I actually wrote in my book, there was a player that will be unnamed. He was on the Penn State team, and I was at a party with him. I didn't go with him, but like he was there at the same time I was, and we were waiting for beer pong, and like we were coming up soon, so I went to the bathroom, and washed my hands or whatever. I opened the door. As soon as I opened the door, I saw someone like fly down the hallway. I'm like, what is going on here? I looked, and looked to my left. There was like a short Asian kid, like maybe like 5'3", and his nose is all bloody. And then I looked to the right, and it's the Penn State player who is just being restrained by like 3 linemen, and his like face is all red. He's like, don't effing touch me, don't effing touch me. And like he's just like, he wouldn't leave. Like they're like, dude, you have to go. Like the cops show up, you're gonna be in trouble. And like he wouldn't leave. So they actually pulled the fire alarm just to make sure he would get out.
My gosh.
Yeah, it's like that's pretty crazy. But yeah, there were definitely some good guys there. I sat next to Tamba Hali in two classes, and he'd always bring a girl to the class to take notes for him, and he would yeah right, he would he what he would do he'd have these like 10 or like 15 water bottles, like tiny water bottles, and he'd like stack them in like a pyramid. That's like what he did during class, and like the
Well,
teacher
someone
would
else
just
like learned for him.
right. They took notes for him, and he would just like stack pyramids, and the teacher sometimes would just like stop like what he was doing, just stare. It was so funny. And then after class, this one is I think it was history journalism. So the Tamba host talking to the professor, and I had a question of like, or I had like a request. I had to make something up, and I just like and I had to get somewhere. So I was like, hey, excuse me, and the professor was like, he's like, hey, can you see that I'm talking to Tamba right now? like okay, fine, fine, sure, whatever. So that was, I mean, Tom was a good guy. He's super funny. Like he's super nice, super funny. Never like didn't ever say anything bad. So I was glad that he had success in the league. Um, Tave George this is our first time out. Actually, we haven't had a timeout. Looks like Tave George left early.
Yeah, at least like set your thing to auto pick if you're gonna leave early, man. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Well, he took Chris Boswell. It's worth the wait. The Chris Boswell.
So I was going to comment on the guy who took the Steelers defense. I like them in week 1 too because they have the Jets.
Yeah, I think the well, you bet. Do you have any lean on Steelers versus Jets in week 1? I feel like the Steelers -3 is a good side.
I don't think the Jets are very good at all. So
yeah,
I mean, I don't know shit. Sorry if I'm allowed to swear or not, but I don't know. I mean, obviously, I can make all my assumptions about what I think these teams are going to be like, but I don't know who on the Jets. Like, I know Breece Hall's whatever. I guess they're not as bad as when I think about it because I still do kind of like Justin Fields. Then this is the defense I've also been taking with the same thing about week 1. It could blow up in my face. But it's JJ McCarthy's first real football game. It's in Chicago. It's Monday night.
yeah. I mean,
I did that last year with the Bears defense when they played Tennessee in week 1, and it got me off to a very strong start.
Well, we had Andy Isco, who's he's a professional bettor. He comes on the show it was every Thursday last year. Now it's gonna be every Tuesday. He loves the Bears in week 1, so that's I'm sure you'll be happy to hear that. So do you want to talk about your team? How do you think this all went down? Like, are you happy with this draft? Like, if it's a real draft, like, what do you think about this team?
I'm going to answer this question I see really quick. I did not go to the Rose Bowl game. I watched that in my bedroom at my parents' house, screaming at the television. They probably heard me in Pasadena, but no, I did not actually attend the game. But I was a student at Arizona State that year. That was my sophomore year.
I never finished my thought on Jake Plummer. He was the first guy I would always go against in fantasy football. Because he was talented, but he would always throw so many interceptions. And so I would always start the team that went against him. And like, it was just a good strategy. And like, I feel like people caught on to that in my league. Like they started to do that too. But like,
so that was my biggest criticism of him as a professional NFL player was that that was just one habit that he never seemed to develop away from, through his entire career. He'd get under pressure, and instead of make an effort or conscious decision to throw the ball away, he'd just kind of chuck it in the air.
Yeah. And it's kind of like Jeff George too. Like Jeff George in that sense. Like he was another guy who would just he would look great in practice, but he would always throw interceptions. It was his stuff was like more mechanical. Like he'd like always throw off his back foot. Like he just never would take the coaching. But anyway, so what are your thoughts on your team?
I think it's okay. It's definitely not my favorite if I were to compare it to my quote unquote real drafts that I've done already. Although this is like I think this is the only time I've actually drafted Cam Skattebo. It's because you have to understand I live in Arizona, right? And so the drafts that I'm doing, he's like real high on everyone's radar. So he's definitely going in my leagues much sooner than I feel comfortable. I love the kid as a player, but he makes me very nervous as an NFL player. He's such a violent runner, and he drops his head a lot, so he's going to have to get out of that habit. And already, obviously, with this hammy in preseason, but it's still always fun to have another level of support for a kid who you got to watch in college for a couple years. But because I don't like this as much as my others, I'm sure it's going to be very successful.
Yeah, right. That's how it always is. He was so great in that Texas game in the playoffs. I think that everyone kind of fell in love with him there, and that's why he's going so early in drafts. So you said he's going earlier in your drafts. Like how early is he going in those Arizona drafts?
Around what I took him in the 9th here, and I guess he's probably been going in the 8th to the 10th. I mean, it's been the 8th or the 9th probably in every draft. Okay. I'd have to look back and see for sure. Also, it was targeting, and everybody knows it. In that Texas game, you brought it up, that quarterfinal game.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find where he went here, but sometimes I don't like the MFL website. Okay. Where did he go? Here?
Wait, who are you talking about? And get the.
I'm looking for Scatterboon and where he went in.
Okay. While you look, Stone Papa Smurf said I went and saw the movie Weapons, best movie I've seen in a while. It was great. Have you seen Weapons?
I haven't actually been to the movie. I Know What You Did Last Summer about 3 or 4 weeks ago, which I did not think it was very good.
Okay.
And I need to actually, I think I'm planning to go see something this weekend, so I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, Weapons was great. If you like horror movies, Weapons is so good. It was really good.
Scatterboo was in round 10.4.
Okay.
In my league, so I guess I took him very early in our mock draft, but I think that's a round that I would have taken him in, but I was, oh no, that was right after my pick. That's when I wasn't paying attention, and I took Quinshon Judkins instead.
Okay. Scatterbo I once saw go in like round 7 in a best ball draft. So, compared to that, Scatterbo, like, I mean, it makes sense. I feel like some people are like prisoner in the moment, like sort of situation with Scatterbo because he was so great in that game. It's kind of like Jerry Jeudy almost. Like he had that great game against Denver, and people remember that. So, you should like I feel like with stuff like that, like it's hard to get out of that, just remember it so much.
But the Jerry Jeudy game was a revenge game.
Oh yeah, of course. All right, so my team, I started with Gibbs and Hampton. I was really hoping to get Henderson the way back. Of course, Troy McClure sniped me once again. We have 2 more fantasy mock drafts to do this week, and then we're done. I feel like once I'm done, I'm gonna be like Troy McClure is still gonna be like haunting my dreams, like stealing all my players. But JSN's a fine constellation choice, and I took Devontae Smith, Emeka Egbuka, and Roma Dunze. I really wanted Charbonnet at 704. Of course, Troy sniped me again. I wanted Braylon Allen at 904. Of course, Troy sniped me again. I wanted Dante Thornton at 904. Troy sniped me again. I wanted Ray Davis. I was considering. I was like, okay, I'll take Benson the Ray Davis. Of course, Troy sniped me again. And then I've discussed Johnson versus Monaghan, and Troy sniped me again. So Troy, congratulations on this great draft. It's just really great drafting on your part. But anyway, so Kelly, I tend to review the teams at the end. I don't know if you wanted to stick around for that. I know it's might be late for you with work and everything. So you let me know if you want to stick around.
It's 8 o'clock in the evening, and I usually am going to sleep by now because I'm weird like that. So I may just go. I may sign off so I can watch up and stuff, and then I like to do a little reading before I go to sleep.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, it's great having you on. Thanks for hopping on, and for everyone else, I'll be reviewing everyone's team. Any final thoughts here related to this or anything else? Anything you want to shout out? Like, the floor is yours right now.
No, I don't really have anything. But this was fun to do again, and I'll definitely remind me next year, and we'll pick a time. Thank you for accommodating my time because I know you wanted to start a little later.
Oh, it's fine.
It's just fun. because you're 3 hours later than me, and I'm like, no, that's too late for me. It's like
I
7:30 here. You want
yeah,
to
I
start?
go to bed. Yeah, I go to bed at like 6 a.m. So I'll be up for a while. At five, usually like 5:30 a.m.
Sometimes I wake up at like 3 in the morning just naturally. So I'm like waking up when
Really?
you're going to sleep, and you're 3 hours ahead of me. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
stupid.
That's crazy. My wife jokes that I live on. I go. I live on West Coast time, but like even though I'm in Philly,
You
um,
almost do like.
yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I go to bed 5:30. It's like 2:30 a.m. there. It's kind of like that's sort of normal a little bit. I don't. I always like whenever I visit Vegas, I love West Coast time. I wish I lived out there, but we just have too much family here. So anyway, I was gonna ask you after done the show, let me know how much I owe you from the league and also the pool we do together. So can you just message me on Facebook
Yeah.
and just let me know how much so I can
Well,
send
it
it to you.
depends. Yeah, it'll depend if you do the 272 pool too.
I'm doing that too. So just include that.
We have that and spread pool and pants parties. So yeah, I'll
Yeah.
message you tomorrow and I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right, Kelly. Thanks for coming on.
Bye everyone. Have a good
All
night/day/life.
right. All right. Bye. All right, guys. We're gonna review the rest of this draft here, and then we're gonna sign off. So, we talked about 3 and 4. We're gonna talk about Herder CT1. So he took Chase, Taylor, Jackson, Evans, Laporta, Judy. I'm not a fan of Judy that early. Not a fan of Evans that early. Taylor scares me a little bit, but 212 is fine there. Jackson's fine at 301. Judkins is not sure if he's going to play. Like first of all, he's a sign. Second, he might be suspended. I hate Cooper Kupp. So just a lot of players just don't like here. Laporta, even Laporta's a good player, but there's just so many good tight ends to take one at 501. Like I think Warren's better than Laporta, and I got him at 704. I think Hawkins is better like Laporta. Troy took him at 611. So I think that. And by the way, I'm shocked that Troy didn't take Warren. It's just given our track record here. I'm not a big fan of Team One. Troy, we discussed the great team. Troy, once again, outstanding draft for sure. He waited till 14th round to take his quarterback, which you can do. If you're gonna wait, I think with quarterback, you either take one of the top 5 guys or you just wait forever. Which I frankly I didn't do. I took Mayfield at 904, but I just thought that pairing Egbuka with Mayfield just seemed so appealing. But you could definitely wait on quarterbacks. And plus, Mayfield sometimes goes round 6, round 7. So round 9 seems like good value for him. So it says, well, wait, they make good movies nowadays. But the thing is, the expensive movies are the ones that suck for some reason, and the cheap movies, I think Weapons only made was only 35 million or something that it cost to make, or maybe even less, and they made 400 million or 200 million or something on it already. They've 8x their money, and I think it's because the movie is great, and I've told so many people to go see it, and I'm sure that's been the case. It is an awesome movie. If you like horror movies at all, it is so good. It's the premise, not to spoil it, it's the first 2 minutes you see this in the movie. It's at 2:17 in the morning, all the kids in the class in the certain classroom walk out the door and they disappear forever. And it's basically the aftermath and stuff like that. And you get to find out what happens. It's really well done. It's awesome movie. Kept you on the edge of your seat the whole time. You never knew what was going to happen. Kind of, as kept me guessing for a while. It was really good. I wish I could discuss it, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone. So maybe in a few months down the road when everyone has seen it, I will. But it was really good. Herbert Stack from McConkey. Okay, yeah, great. Yeah, that was really nice to do that. Try. You don't need to stack. In basketball, you do. In redraft, you don't necessarily, but it's definitely a good bonus if you can. So I like this. All right, so team 5. He started with Jefferson and hold on, let me scroll down a little bit. He started with Jefferson and Nakua as double receiver, and then Bowers. So what's going on with this running back situation? He took Kamara, Montgomery, ATN, Chubb, Sampson. This is a rough running back room. I don't like Kamara this year. I don't like Montgomery this year. I hate ATN. Chubb is meh. Sampson's meh. This is a rough running back group. And then his receivers beyond Nakua and Jefferson, it's kind of Garrett Wilson's a little sketchy with Justin, only because Justin Fields and Rashee Rice may be suspended 8 to 10 games. You do have Bowers, you do have Bo Nix is good, but like I just I'm not really a fan of this team. Like the running back situation looks really bad. Okay, so team 6, named team 6, I guess. So he took Lamb, so kind of hero receiver almost, and then Kyren Williams, Jane Daniels, Hall, and Tracy. I'm not a big fan of the Hall pick, but like it's round 4. I discussed like the round 4 dead zone before. I feel like you can't really go wrong in round 4. I just criticized the Kamara pick, but it's so hard to find good players around 4. So I can at least understand it. And then Flowers, Samuel, solid picks there. Samuel, good value at 706. Krosky Merritt, I was going to consider him for sure. If he was there at 809, I would have taken him. So that was a good pick. Shaheed, I was going to consider him at 1009. So that was another good one. So, and then Cam Ward is the second quarterback. He is upside. Yeah, I don't think you necessarily have to take 2 quarterbacks, but if you do, make sure your second quarterback has a lot of upside, like Cam Ward here, for example. Okay, so Scary Hours is team 7. He took Bucky Irving at 107. People might think that's too early, but I think that's the right spot for Bucky Irving, who can be a top 5 running back this year. I have him as RB4 in standard. Then he took Drake London, so solid value there. McBride, not like too happy with McBride, but RJ Harvey, Travis Hunter's good, Pickens solid. 6th round. Pickens sometimes goes round 4. 6th round solid. Golden, really good value there. Ollie Gordon, another guy I could have definitely considered 809. Ollie Gordon looks so good in the preseason. My only concern with Gordon is that they might trade for someone, but because they tried to trade for Brian Robinson, but they didn't really offer that much. So maybe they won't. I feel like Eckler is a wasted pick. I know that Robinson's gone, but that's not really going to affect Eckler. Eckler's just going to hold the same duties as like third down back. Like feels like he wasn't helped by the situation. So I think like there's just not enough upside for me. We talked about Mims. And with Burden, we're kind of hinting at it. Olamide Zaccheaus is playing ahead of Burden, and Zaccheaus somehow looks good. Somehow it looks really good. So it might be a while until Burden takes the job away from Zaccheaus. So I would not really be excited about drafting Burden. I do love Sean Tucker as a late round sleeper. So I like Scare Hours' teams. He did a good job. Tav George took. This is a really tough team because he took Hurts at 308 and Mahomes at 508. Don't do that. Just that's like a really bad idea. Like bully quarterback you can get away with in best ball because you don't have to worry about which one to start. But in redraft, you just can't do that. That's like you're going to be really weak at least one position, and like at running back. So I don't even like McCaffrey, but then his other running backs, Jalen Warren, who may not hold that job, Dobbins, who may not hold that job either, and he gets hurt a lot, and the Javonte Williams is decrepit, and then Braden Smith at the end, like. As running backs look so bad. The receivers with Collins, Hill, McMillan, that's not very exciting either. And then Kelsey is decrepit at this point. I know he sacked him Holmes, which is nice, but Kelsey is not someone I draft in the first 9 rounds. He just hasn't done anything in the regular season in the past 2 years. Now maybe he's engaged. Maybe that'll bolster him. I'm joking. It's not going to happen. All right, Funky Dan. I felt like I praised his draft a couple of times. Although I see stuff I don't like Godwin. Don't take Godwin. He's not even jogging on his foot yet. His dislocated ankle, which sounds like so nasty for a running back. Like receiver. Like they think about like how many times the receiver has to cut downfield, like to get open and stuff like that. Like Godwin's not gonna be able to do that. And I actually heard today on a podcast with Dr. David Chow, who's the medical sports guy on Twitter. He was he had a show and he was saying that like Godwin's gait looks bad, just walking, like his walking looks off. So I wouldn't draft Godwin. We talked about Coleman too, so mixed reviews there. Jaden Reed a little too early. He's injured right now. Waddle is pyramid scheme, of course. So Worthy, I'm not a huge fan of Worthy. Higgins is fine. And it took Genty. Jones a little sketchy too because he might share the touches with Jordan Mason. I like the Tootin pick. I like the Mitchell pick. I think Funky Dan had a really good run here with Tootin, Mitchell, Giddens, and Purdy. Really good value in the 14th round, and he also paired Purdy with Kittle, which is nice. So, I think there's some good things here with these late round running back picks, but it just feels like Godwin was a waste, and a couple of the other picks weren't great. But overall, like not that bad of a team. Are you doing college picks this week? Yes, I am. We had a great college year last year, so hopefully that happens again. I will be doing them tomorrow. I don't like to do them before Wednesday because like it feels like a lot of the data is not out yet that I look for, but I will be posting them at some point tomorrow. All right, so we have 3 teams left. Slu's team. Speaking of Slu here, so he took Derrick Henry to start, and then Brian Thomas Jr. Which like I'm not like a huge fan of Henry, but it's not a bad pick either. Joe Burrow, the 5th elite quarterback there, and then Metcalf, Ridley. So good receiving core here. He took Swift, which is a solid pick. I was actually hoping for Swift to come back to me as my 3rd running back, but Slew took him. Mark Andrews, fine value, 7th round. I think he bounces back this year. Jordan Mason's, he and Jones could be the same this year. So getting him 2 rounds later is nice. Pittman's fine. Algier, good value, good sleeper potentially. Dowdle, the same thing. Not crazy about Bateman and Allen, but it's late round. Like what else are you going to do here? And Guerendo, shout out to Guerendo. Of course, the Ingold. You have to love the Ingold pick. Hopefully, Guerendo stays the RB2. I'm really sad about the situation because we drafted him so many times in best ball, and it feels like undeserved. Like Brian Robinson got benched for Chris Rodriguez and Jacory Krosky-Merritt, and like suddenly he's better than Guerendo. I don't understand what the Niners are doing. All right, so Trump Best took a Neighbors HN to start. Looked great 1-2 punch there, and then Hubbard, love him too. Sutton, awesome pick there. I was hoping he would fall to me. I would have taken him to 4 or 9 if he was there. Love Pearsall. I took Ibuka over Pearsall, just because I feel like. I mean, I just don't know. Like, I feel like I'm waffling between the two. Like, sometimes I'll take Ibuka first, sometimes I'll take Pearsall first. I saw, and I think this was the case today. I did a draft on NFL.com today, which I'll be discussing in the video tonight. But Ibuka was higher up in the rankings than Pearsall, and I thought that like, okay, I'll take Ibuka, and because Pearsall's listed so low, I'll be able to get him too. And I did not, unfortunately. But I was kind of like in the back of my head, I thought like Ibuka's rated higher, so I'll take him, and maybe I'll get Pearsall. I should have known better just from drafting you guys for so long. Anyway, Pollard, solid RB3 there. Addison suspended, but that's his 4th receiver, so he can get away with that. Ingram, Bigsby, I was really hoping for Bigsby to come back to me. Same with Blue, so I love these picks. Horton, great value there. Lawrence is his quarterback. Did he pair him? No, he did not. That's okay. Tucker Kraft. I don't think you need a tight end too, but Tucker Kraft's a really good pick. It's great value in round 13. And then Douglas, Hunter, and Whittington. So Trump Best, great draft. I think he did a good job there. And then Yoye, he went triple running back to start with Chase Brown, Josh Jacobs, and James Cook. So I'm a little worried that Cook can stay healthy because he held out for so long. Players who hold out tend to get hurt a lot. So like McLaurin, I didn't really talk about that pick or here, but I worry about that too. And then, but I do like the other 2 picks. And then Harrison, Adams at 512 is really good value. Josh Downs, Olave is a walking concussion. That worries me. So I don't think I'd take Olave in the single-digit rounds. So like Jacoby Myers really he's like the receiver 2 on a run heavy team. I don't know, just not super exciting. I do like Drake May, Njoku, good value at 1201. Woody Marks has a lot of potential. Maybe he's the starting running back eventually. I don't think you need to take Jared Goff. I think that's kind of a wasted pick. Keandre Lambert-Smith, though, I like as a sleeper. I was actually eyeing him up at 1409, but you guys sniped me again. So the sniping will end soon. This is the last week we're doing this. We're going to do 2 more drafts. So Wednesday's Kenny. Thursday, I forgot to ask Mike today if he could come on Thursday. So I will be reaching out to him tomorrow. If he can't come on, I'll find someone else. But yeah, so it's been great drafting you guys. 2 more mock drafts here. I hope that you guys have gotten a lot out of this. I feel like I have. It's made me like a better drafter, and just like, just like knowing what to do in situations where the players you want are off the board. So I think that's really valuable just to keep practice on. So all right, guys, great. Okay, where will your college picks be? There'll be a link on the homepage. You'll see it. And if not, it's walterfootball.com/collegepicks.php. It's basically like, if you see my NFL picks page, it's picks.php. You just add college to it, but it'll be on the homepage. But let me actually see if there's a link there now. Let me look. So you guys can see this. So I wonder if it's still on the homepage. College picks. No, it's not. Okay, so where it would be on the homepage is, so like in the main updates here, you have this, like the headline here, and then you have this fantasy football rankings and content. So this is just the fantasy rankings and fantasy content that we have, and then this next section here, other updates. It doesn't say other updates, but it's kind of like a space between. It'll be here. Like right here, it has we have NFL preseason week 3 picks. By the way, we went 9-2-1 against the spread in the preseason, which was nice. Yeah, it'll be in this section right here. So by tomorrow evening or Thursday morning, they'll be up there. So I'll be working on them in the afternoon tomorrow. So hopefully with some great winners. Last year we had a great year. Let me pull that up actually. I've been having such issues on with Chrome with my website for some reason. This like always pops up. It's so annoying. The site still works everywhere else. It's just for me. It's just me personally, just because like it doesn't recognize me as being logged in for some reason. Is so annoying. And so I'm sorry I can't show you this, but it'll be there. So anyway. I don't see an ad for Michael's on your site. Well, Michael's is having severe financial difficulty, so I don't think they're going to be around much longer. So maybe that's why the employees of Michael's are so incompetent. I believe that they're kind of they're kind of being run into the ground. Like it's a private equity firm that took them over, and they're kind of like sapping all their funds and stuff like that. It's pretty sad, but that's what happens these days. But if you can find a way to short Michael's, I don't think it's privately traded. I could be wrong. If you can, I would do it, but that's not financial advice. So, all right. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching and commenting and drafting with us. Really appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow, I think, with Kenny. I haven't gotten confirmation yet, but he didn't say otherwise. So we'll be doing another mock draft then, and then Thursday, and then that's it. So I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow night.